Welcome to Off Topics TV, where we're always off topic. Today we are going to watch a few clips about the Diddy case. Now, the Diddy case is a very popular case. A lot of people are talking about it from different networks, from different YouTube channels, YouTubers. I don't know. The whole world is talking about this case. Now, me personally, I don't pay attention to the case, but I do get on YouTube from time to time and watch a few clips. Now, I came upon this clip about this young lady named Stephanie Soo, who is going to talk to you about, what went on while she was at the Diddy trial. What kind of eye contact Diddy made, what Diddy said, and who approached her. So let's get into this clip and let's watch and see what she has to say, and let's see what's going on.
In her recent video, Stephanie shared that it seemed Diddy looked in her direction and seemed to mouth the words, "I know you," twice.
8:50 a.m. Jurors are not in the courtroom. Sean Combs sits down at his chair and he turns in his chair to the right. This is our eye direction, like we can see him now. He starts staring in what felt like in our general direction, or perhaps right behind us, and it's a pretty lengthy stare. And then he starts nodding while mouthing the words dramatically, "I know you." He mouths it twice with what we perceive to be a smirk. Then as he's turning back around to face the front, he's like ever so slightly shaking his head while he's still smirking. But again, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I don't know if he was looking at me. He could have been looking behind me, right? But then right at that moment, the jury comes in, we all stand up, and as there's noise in the courtroom, because we're not allowed to talk when the judge is on the bench, a reporter from a major media network, I mean, she's been doing this for years and years. She's like a professional. She turns to me and she whispers, quote, "You're putting that in your video, right? Because that was at least 7 seconds." So my researcher and I, we both felt it was weird. We both wrote it down independently in our notes in the courtroom. We talked about it after, and we're like, you know what? We can't be sure. We don't want to be dramatic.
And then it happened again, you guys. He looked in her direction again and mouthed, "I know you."
And it happens again on Friday, a week later. So on Friday, there's this moment where there's a sidebar. Sean Combs' attorneys are near the front of the courtroom with the judge, and regardless, the jurors are still sitting on the side. Sean Combs turns around, and then he talks to his mom, and then he's smiling, nodding at her. He's like mouthing, "I love you." And then my neck is tilted still because I'm observing him, and I'm taking notes about him talking to his mom during this sidebar. And as he's making his turn back to the front, it felt like we make awkward eye contact. And I say awkward to the point where I'm like, you know when it's so awkward, you almost like instinctively smile or look down because you're like, oh, I just got caught staring at someone. That was the feeling. It was like, oh, I literally just got caught staring him down. And he starts rubbing his chin with his left hand and mouths what appears to seem like, "I know you, I know you." And this time it seemed more pronounced because as he's rubbing his chin with his left hand, he does like a slight index point. It's not like a point. He's not pointing his finger, but it's kind of like a hand gesture, like, "I know you," like kind of like you.
People were getting freaked out for Stephanie. I mean,
Now, I'm sure a lot of you out there know who Stephanie Soo is. She's a young lady that tells stories, I believe. I think I watched maybe 2 of her videos. I believe she does tell stories, so I have to go back and watch. I think she does. I think she tells stories, and I'm pretty sure I've been to her channel, and I'm pretty sure I watched some of her stories. But, with the things that she was just saying, the video you guys just watched, and we're gonna get more into it. We're gonna watch more just to see what else she has to say, and after that we're gonna watch some clips of other people breaking down the Diddy case. Now, a lot of people are concerned about her safety. They're telling her she needs to hire more security. She needs to be aware of her surroundings, which I'm sure, she's fine. I'm sure she has some type of security. She's a very famous YouTuber. I'm sure she has some type of security. I'm sure she has people watching her back, and I'm sure she's watching her own back. I'm sure she's aware of her surroundings. Now, this next clip I'm gonna get into, she talked about how some people are following her, and random people are coming up to her, asking her questions, very personal questions like, where do you stay? Who are you with? How do you get around? And she had to move hotels. Like, she had to go to different hotels because she was not really sure. She's not really trusting people. You never know who's following you. So let's see what she had to say. Let's get into this next clip.
So the past 2 weeks, we have had almost 8 or 9 times completely new faces that will come up to us, tell us that they love our show, Rotten Mango, and then they keep asking us where we're staying, which hotel we're staying at, which part of the city we're staying at. And of course, we give them very non-committal answers because that's a very invasive question to ask. So like, just to give you an idea, like clearly, if someone is a member of the press, or if it's a fellow content creator, or somebody that I see every single day and we have some sort of foundation, and they ask me, where are you staying? It feels like, oh, because we're all trying to get a gauge of all the hotels nearby, which one's a good one, which one has good amenities for after court. But these are random people that are like, hey, by the way, I love your show. Nice to meet you. My name is blank. Where are you staying? It's like instant, just nonstop questions about which hotel we're staying at. And then if we evade the question, it becomes what part of the city, which area, how long does it take you to get here? Do you Uber or do you walk? Who's all staying with you? Is it just you guys? Is it just you and your researcher here? Do you go home during the weekends if you're not from the city? Do you fly back home? Do you take the train? Like, it's just nonstop.
It's like, what are some of these questions going to provide?
On November 19th, 2023, why is that date important? That's 3 days after Cassie Ventura filed her explosive civil lawsuit. Jane said she read the whole thing, all 35 pages, and she said she felt like she was reading her own story, her own sexual trauma, she testified. Then Sean Combs calls, and the recording was pulled off of a phone that prosecutors said they seized from Combs's chief of staff, Christina Coram. Jane testified she did not know she was being recorded. But there's Sean Combs telling Jane, we need to get through this together.
There was one of Cassie's friends, and they were the most shocking Diddy updates I've heard this week. Diddy might actually get removed from the courtroom of his own trial, and this is because he's been trying to interact with the jury. And there have been 2 separate occasions where he looks at someone and he mouths, I know you. And the judge even said to him at one point, he said, quote, there are not to be any facial expressions or any attempts to influence the jury whatsoever. I could not have been more clear. And then he saw Diddy nodding vigorously to a line of questions, like a headbanger nod. And this nonsense was going on while they were cross-examining one of Cassie's friends. And they were trying to claim that Diddy wasn't even in town when he was doing the abuse. And Diddy was still like messing around, not taking things seriously, and the judge threatened to remove him from the courtroom. Number 2, the judge has signed a warrant for Ellen DeGeneres, allegedly, and she is connected to a recording from the Twitch case. This is still developing, but it sounds like it's happening fast. And number 1, the craziest thing I have heard this week, and this is heartbreaking, I will say. One report alleged that Diddy's victims were paddling out into the ocean during a storm, like just trying to escape him. And witnesses claim that they saw him on the beach, pacing back and forth like a tiger. I'll keep you updated as I hear more, and you can come.
So y'all aren't going to believe this, but with all of the things that Diddy could have an issue with regarding his trial, this one is kind of surprising. Now, as you all know, Diddy is facing life in prison, right? We got a couple more weeks left on this trial, but what he's concerned about isn't any of that. I mean, I'm sure he is, but what he had to do is he had to go talk to the court sketch artist because he has decided that he believes she is making him look like a koala. So he goes up to her, explains this to her, and asks her to start softening up the sketches a little bit. But this is the specific image that he was talking about, and you can kind of see what he's saying in the mouth and all that kind of stuff looks about right. But it seems, though, with the previous photo, that maybe she has started to soften it up again. And here's another one here. I just don't understand why in 2025 we are still following rules from the 1940s regarding photos, recording, etc. in a federal courtroom when you can do it in any state courtroom. Nevertheless, though, this is the best that we have, so this is what we have to deal with. But drop your thoughts about this in the comments. What do you think about Diddy going up to the sketch artist and saying that she's got him out here looking like he's a koala? Drop that in the comments, and of course, make sure to hit that follow button.